The recording just started. Hello, everyone. This is another Monday with Making a Difference with Sandra Ukoh. So great to have you on this channel. Thank you all for connecting all over. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Taking out time to be on this live show. Before I go into the live show, I want to just go into introducing what the show is all about. My name is Sandra Ukoh. I'm a Maxwell Leadership certified team member and also an author. I have this show that we come together where we come to learn. Congratulations on your journey to making a difference. I'm so excited you're getting on this journey with me. We can become that change agent we are all called to be. I need your support to like and if this page has been an impact to you. I just authored a book, Anything Owed You Back, subtitled Making a Difference. We can all make a difference in our different callings. This book was written to encourage youth, men and women to live a life of difference. A life of difference is a life that is worthy of evaluation, a better life, a better version of your life, a 360-degree personality, having a control of your life, a life of intentionality. I'll be reading an excerpt from the book, You Are a Gift. So unwrap the gift in you to impact your world. We are all gifts in a different world. We are meant to unwrap what is inside of us to be an impact to the world we are called to serve. You can get this book on Amazon and on Jumia. And just in case you get the book, either the e-copy or the hard copy, please kindly, take a picture, a pics, send it on your social media and tag me and say, I just got this book. Can anything hold you back? Subtitled Making a Difference. Don't forget, I would love to get your reviews, your testimonial, and your feedback. On this show, what we do basically is making a difference with Sandra Ukoh. We train, we teach, we mentor, we coach on how we can become better versions of ourselves in the area of our finances, business, career, leadership, and relationships. We learn from other people's story, and that's what we're doing in Making a Difference. We bring people here to tell us their story and life experiences so we can write on their experience to avoid the pitfalls they fell into and so that we can get to our goals faster and quicker. And there's a saying that says if you want to go far in life, you need to go with a team, but you want to go very fast, then go alone. So we need ourselves, we need a team to be able to achieve more. So make a difference includes being financially okay, doing great on all the business front, doing great spiritually, physically, mentally is essential for us to become a better version of ourselves. Before I bring in our guest for today, her name is Tola Osibanjo. I'd like to read just a short bio about her before she comes on stage. Tola Osibanjo is the founder of Tammy Butchery Inc. Incorporated, a company aimed at providing the freshest meats at very reasonable and affordable prices to every Canadian doorstep. Before the birth of Tola Osibanjo's biography, Tola Osibanjo is the founder of Tammy Butchery Incorporated, a company aimed at providing the freshest meat at a very reasonable and affordable price to every Canadian doorstep. Before the birth of Tammy Butchery Incorporated, Tola served as a senior accountant at Nicord Energy Limited, an independent oil and gas company with core operations focused on exploration and development of oil and gas assets, and was responsible for managing all accounting operations. Tola was also the senior financial analyst at ConocoPhillips. That's a long company, ConocoPhillips Oil, a Fortune 500 company. In addition to running the affairs of Tammy Butchery Incorporated, Tola has taught at the Microsoft Office application at Canadian College, Spruce Grove campus, worked as a collector at Brownsley Law Canadian firm, as a bookkeeper in a number of companies in Canada. She holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in accounting, a Master of Business Administration (MBA) from the Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, and a certificate in Management Performance Measurement from Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, is currently pursuing a professional, awesome, designated from CPA. She lives in Edmonton, Alberta, and her handsome husband Muyiwa and two lovely children, Holu and Sammy. What a great one. Great to have you today. As I bring you on board, the floor is all yours now to tell us what you've been doing and how you've impacted your world. Great to have you,
Thank
Tola
you.
Osibanjo.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you. And it's so nice to meet you again and, see your face. It's been a long time since we saw, and that we're
Yeah,
seeing
yes,
with the whole corona and everything. Thank God nothing has happened to you. Thank God your family is hale and healthy. We thank God
yeah.
for
God has been
everything. Yeah,
faithful. Yeah,
He has been faithful. He has been faithful. So let's go down in the talk of the day. Like you have mentioned, I've been an accountant all my life. No, I while growing up, I knew I was very good with numbers. I was like, you know what, daddy, mommy, I'm going into accounting. I am good with numbers. I know what exactly I am calculating and how to get there. So I'm going with accounting. Yeah. So
yes,
right from secondary school, the SS1 to SS3, I actually, chose the commercial class. That was
yeah,
when, they started introducing us to accounting proper. By the time I had
yeah,
to go to the university, of course, it was a done deal. I had to choose accounting. I went to University of
yeah.
Illinois, and it was a good time. By the time I finished, the youth service and started to work, in fact, I had to work at ConocoPhillips as a senior financial analyst and all that. Yeah, and we were the accounting department was a tight, we were like a close knit family,
No, that was the company,
but
a dream company.
yeah, because I keep
Everybody
telling
wants
my
to go
husband, I
into
said,
ConocoPhillips.
yes, the best company I've ever worked for is ConocoPhillips. The best company I've ever worked
I
for.
know, I
I mean,
know.
I was there for 8 years, so
Wow.
yes, I was there. And even at that time that we were doing, the accounting and all that, a part of me was selling. A part of me was selling. Like I was in Conoco, but I had friends that were in the US. So they would send clothes and all that. And during break time, because we usually have like 1 hour break, I would open up the trunk of the car and I'll be like, guys, I'm selling this. And before we know what's happening, it's sold. Like I would bring in things in the morning, by evening time, it's sold. It's sold. So I knew that a part
Really?
of me, yeah, was an accountant. However, we still, I still love to sell. I still love to
Want to do
to
business?
talk.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I went into Nikonde Energy. That was after I left ConocoPhillips. I went into Nikonde Energy as a senior accountant. And before you knew what was happening, I told my husband, I said, you know what? Let's have an Airbnb, like an Airbnb business, like there's
Conoco?
this large space of a house that we are living in. Let's make the downstairs just Airbnb. People will come from wherever, they would have a place to stay. It's not a hotel, it's a place they can cook and they would have, their own bit of time. I noticed that all the customers, all the clients that we were getting, we end up being families. Like, I come back from work and I go there. How are you doing? I mean, are we treating you well? Is there anything that you want to complain to me about? And all that. Before you know what's happening, we are all talking. And these guys will talk to me about things that they do, their families and all that. I'm like, is this a kind of gift that I have? Like each time I end up with someone, we end up being very, very close knitted. So I told my husband, I said, look, it's as if there's a part of me, yeah, I'm an accountant, so I'm not disputing that. However, I have a lot to do with people's lives.
True.
I have a lot to do
Yeah.
with people's life. He was like, don't you know, if I nobody has to tell you, you have that gift. Everybody you meet, they end up being your friends. I mean, you'll be like, oh, like, how did we meet? How did we meet? You were someone that had a shop,
True,
and
true. We
then
connected.
I will connect, and that's it. So we now said, okay, that's fine. Nikonde,
Laundry.
yeah, I was with
Yeah.
Nikonde for like 5 years, and the opportunity for us to relocate out of Nigeria came. So when we relocated out of Nigeria, I mean, I got some jobs and all that. But you know, when you're coming from Konoko, you're coming from Nikundi, you are well paid as it is. You are very well paid. And then you come into Edmonton, you come into Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just starting off. Nobody knows you. And that's the truth. Nobody knows you. The way they can know you is for you to take their exams and they see that you are capable. So before I could actually finish off with exams and all that, I did take some bookkeeping jobs and all that. And at times when I see the money they're paying, I'm like, is this what I really, really want to do? A part of me said, look, Tola, you're
Yeah.
good with people. People management is part of you and all that. So we landed the families that, of course, we landed with a family. So people came to actually see, the families that we landed with. And by the time they were talking, I'm like, oh, you guys, where do you get your meat? It was just an opportunity. Where do you get your meats from? And they were like, oh, they get it from Walmart. I'm like, okay, I've been to Walmart. I've seen the meats that they sell. They sell it in this small packs. And is that the meat that you want?
Yes.
Or that is what is available for you to buy? And they're like, if that is what is available. If we get somebody that can kill the way we do it back home,
Styrofoam plates.
the way the family I was talking to as at then, they were like, look, if we get someone that can do it back home, like the way we go to the market to buy meat and we know that we are eating African meat, I'm like, I can do this. So like, I can really, really do this. I mean, how is the taste of the meat that you guys are getting in Walmart? They were like, it's too soft. It's not what we want. I mean, before you know what's happening, it's just like for a week. I'm like, no problem. So I took up the phone. I began to call. I ended up with the city of Edmonton and they showed me, oh, okay, if you need to start a business, you need to go to a 6-week school and all that. And before I knew what was that, I called the school and they were like, oh, they are going to start a new session if I can join. And I tell you, that is the best school. I would even say it that even my master school was not as good as this school that I went to in Edmonton, how to start a business. I mean, they gave me my very first customers because everybody in that class actually had to buy what everyone was selling. So they actually became my first customers. And then before I knew what was happening, I had to get suppliers. They told us how to make money. They told us how to have access to loans and all that. A lot of people actually, they opened my eye to the way business is done in Edmonton. And then before we knew what was happening, they told us, we are letting you out into the air, into the open field. In about 6 weeks' time, you guys will come together and you will tell us how much revenue you have made in taking you out into the world. So I was like, okay, this is the time. We are no more in class, I made flyers. My children were going to a common class. Each time they are in the common school, I will go to everybody's car and I will drop my flyers in there. In the cold, I will drop my flyers in there. And they keep telling us, they said, look, talk about your business to somebody in a day. Every day you must talk about your business to somebody. So when I go to parties, I'm like, oh, you know what? I sell meat. And all that. Oh, you sell meat? Yes, I sell meat. And all that. How come you're selling meat? I'm like, it's my passion. I just like it. I need to talk with people. It's not more even about the meat. As in right now, it's no more about the meat because
It's the connection.
People come now and they talk to me about their lives. They talk to me about their lives. Like I would meet somebody in a day and they will tell me what they are going through, even before we talk about what you want to buy. And I told my husband, I said, it's no more about the meat anymore. At times when I leave Edmonton and maybe I travel or something, my customers will be like, look, because of course I can actually sell. My whole business is automated. I can sell even when I'm not around, but they'll be like, the touch is still not there. We need to see you. We need to talk. We need to talk to you. It's not just selling meat.
Oh my God.
It has gone past that.
That's meat. And you can't do a recording and say they come buy your CDs. Or a book. That means you need to write a book. At least if they can't see you, they can read your story. They can read from you. That's awesome. I've not even started asking you questions. I just asked you about your career and you've gone into it shows that you're passionate about what you're doing. Awesome. Awesome. It's great. That's why I tell people when you find your passion, you're on auto run. You're running like, like the aeroplane. You are flying. And it shows that you are passionate about what you do. I'm so glad to bring you on this channel. I actually wanted to start asking you, why did you do this? You've already, you've gone beyond my question. You've answered all the question about career, about business and relationship. It shows that the business is like a family business. You do it with your family. Because I wanted to ask, how did you manage with your family? Sometimes you have to travel. Those days you stay in the business, you have to go long journeys into the villages to get the meats. How were you coping? How were you able to do it?
Okay.
Great to have you back. I'm sorry. The network, I'm glad we're back. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly now?
Okay, you know what, Sandra, maybe you should say it one by one because it's still not clear, but I can pick it.
Okay, can I chat you? Can I chat you? Okay, what I meant, how did you manage in getting the meat to town from those villages? How did you cope the first time you were meant to start the business? How did you cope?
How did I
cope? How were you able to manage the business going all the way to the villages to bring the meat to town? How are you bringing the meat to town? How are you getting the meat to town?
Okay, how do I get my meat?
Yes. The first
Okay,
time. Yes.
How do I get my meat?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I get the meat from the local farmers in Edmonton. So when I started, I went online and I searched for goat sellers in Edmonton. And of course, it gave me a list of suppliers. I wanted to do business with people that were registered with the government. I didn't want, I'm just coming into the business. I don't want anybody that is playing a hanky-panky game and not paying taxes and all that. So I wanted to do things the right way. So I saw the list, and with the leading, I just said, you know what, I'm going with this particular person. I called the person, and luckily for me, the guy is still the current person I'm doing business with. The guy actually came down. I went to see him at his place, and he broke it down to me. He broke down the meat business to me. And maybe, I don't know why he took interest. Maybe because he saw that I was a girl or I'm a lady coming into the man's world. And he was like, really? You really want to do this thing? And I'm like, yes, I want to do it, And he broke it down and showed me. And he was like, you have actually come to the right place. Because there was actually one time that there was a scarcity of meat. I had already called him, there was none. I went back to my list of, the ones that I saw online and all that. And I called another person. And I got another person. And when I called the person, it circled back to the person that I am currently doing business with. So because he had already told me, he said, this world, this meat business world is a chain. Is like a clique. Is like an inner carcass thing. So I'm telling you that I'm the one in the center of it. Because I called other people, and at the end of the day, they all still wanted to get meat for me from this particular person. So I'm like, so why am I going through all of you when I actually have a relationship with this person that is in the center of gravity?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, there's no need. There's actually no need. And God has been faithful. In fact, we have been together. Like I tell people, when people ask me, the people call me a lot. I'm like, please, we want to start the meat business. Please, who are your suppliers and all that? I said, look, my supplier is somebody that I have eaten with, I have dined with, I have done things with.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
there are times that, they would take because they are involved in the killing of the animal, so they can extract fat from the animal, they can extract butter, they can do a lot of things with animals. At times I get into the place and they give me gifts. I see them when they are eating and they're like, Tola, come and eat. And I will not hesitate, even if I don't even know what they're eating. I will sit down and I will eat it. I mean, that has created bond.
Yeah, it has brought you back together.
It has created that with this business. And then they began to get familiar. They showed me their daddy. They showed me their mom. They invite me for their parties. I would go.
That's networking.
I would go.
Really networking.
I would go. I would not even think it. Even if I'm out of Edmonton and they tell me, oh, we are doing something October 6th, I would walk my flight back for me to attend that October 6th.
Awesome.
Yeah, because when they see me and this same person that is not around, they all know me already. The family already knows me. So they're like, oh, Tola, you know what? We're giving you the best. So when because my husband doesn't stay in Edmonton. So when he comes around and I take him and maybe we want to get new supplies and all that, they keep telling my husband, your wife is the best. Your wife is the best.
Awesome. Oh my God, and you're a praise singer, cheerleader.
Your wife is the best. So, I mean, you've got the best wife. And he's like, yeah, I know. You
don't need to sing songs or praise you. He already knows. Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to commend you. Some people will be high up there, wanting to do a business with meat sellers. You are able to eat with them. Because I always tell people, I say, when you dine with people, you bring yourself to their level. They appreciate you. They take you like a family. That's what it is. Because you're eating with them from the same bowl. You've not seen yourself being up there. You came to their level. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If I may ask, that's awesome. That means I'm a people's person. I go all the way to make sure I connect with people. Because there's this saying that a lot of people are talking, but few are connecting. You are not only talking, but you're connecting. You're going beyond, sending a message and getting response. You are connecting deep down. And sincerely, when you connect with people like that, they give you everything they have inside of them. They open up. They show you other business areas. They link you. And before you know it, you are like, God, I think there's a God factor in whatever you're doing, because for you to have called the right person and the person seems to be the very person you need in the business, you'll see that God has a hand in the business. And how long have you been doing this business? How many years?
I've been doing it for 3 years plus now.
Awesome.
Going to 4. Yes.
Awesome. I like doing things that women don't often do. Like the meat you're selling. And I love your husband. He supported you. Some husbands will tell you, no. What are you going to do? I wanted to be, I thought when I came into this side of the country, I wanted to own a mechanic workshop where cars are being fixed. And my husband was like, are you serious? I said, I like doing things that you have few women in it. Because when you have few women in it, you want to stand out. And that, sometimes you connect, because people want to support you in the business, because one, it's a man's world.
Yeah.
It's a man's job. And as a woman, you want to come and manage a mechanic workshop where you get people who fix car. I said, I'm ready to learn it, because I believe in whatever you're going to do, you must have the skill first. Because the people you have working for you, what about if they don't turn up to work? What about if they all plan it out and they all leave you at the same time? or somebody comes to poach them with a better pay and they leave you. What happened to you? Will the business come crumbling? The business still have to leave. So you need to get good at what you're doing. Whatever you want to do in life is good to be, give it the best shot you can. Be at it. Get the best. And do not cut corners. Just like Tola said earlier, she said she wanted to do business rights. She could have gone back door, get cheaper meats for people who are not paying tax. They're not tax compliant. Yes, she'll get cheaper meats. But they said one every day for the tip, one day is for the owner. One particular day, she might be doing business with them, IRS can get there. She'll be in trouble. They too will be in trouble. And so you never know. That might be the end of your business. So it's always right to do things right. Because we want to be a people of difference, we want to make a mark in the sound of times, then we must do things right. We must be on the side of law all the time. Tola, if I may ask, you've said a lot. You said a lot. To me, I'm thrilled. Like my business I want to do, going into the auto shop, I'm going to run with it because people keep telling me, should you be doing that? I said, I love doing things like that, Even when I started the laundry business, they said it's a male's business. And I'm like, I would succeed in it because, with women, we give attention to details. We give a lot of attention to details. So, and I believe, and one of the reasons why you're a success in the business you're doing now must be because you're a lady and you're giving attention to details. You're doing it right. That's why your customers are beyond the meat itself. They want you. So you should go into mentoring, go into doing something. Like me, when I meet with people on the street, they want to know me beyond that street. I've met people in the bus. I've met people when back home in Kekemarua, and they tell me, I want to connect with you for life. Because after talking to them, they feel gingered up. They feel, encouraged, motivated to doing things they have done in time past and have left behind. They feel like going on again, taking another try. So I have a lot of people I met, a lot of times when I want to save the numbers, I save the numbers as maybe Sarah met at Unilag, Bola met at Akonwajo, I just put the details how I got to meet them so that when I want to talk to them, it's easier for me to remind them. Have you forgotten where we met? We met in a bus stop, we met in a shop or something like that. Sincerely, life is gone beyond you just doing business. Life is gone, it is doing business and affecting lives. John Maxwell will always tell you, success is not success yet if you're not touching lives. Success is leading a life of significance. And that's what you're doing. You're not just doing business. You're not only successful in selling your meats, but you are touching lives. Tola, I want to encourage you. That's a good one. That's a great one. You are touching lives. You are leading with significance. You've gone beyond being a successful, butchery, say meat seller. You've gone beyond. You are leading life with significance. I want to encourage you to keep at what you're doing and go beyond just selling meat and mentoring people. You might want to touch, maybe the youths, or maybe as they come to you, find out where their issues are. Maybe you want to go into counseling and you want to go into, I probably would invite you to join the John Maxwell team. It will open your eyes to many more things so that you know what area you want to go. Do you want to go into communication, speaking? Do you want to go into coaching? Do you want to go into mentoring? It will open you up. Like before we get this session wrap up, I sent you a message on your phone. Since you can't hear me, can you check your phone? Can you check your phone?
On my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, just hold on.
I don't know why the network is bad. You can't hear me very well. So I sent a message. Challenge? Yeah. What's your greatest challenge? And what is challenge? In the business have you overcame? How did you become a success?
Okay, so my greatest challenge in the business is there are quite many actually. The fact that when you talk to people about your business, so this is what I do. A lot of people are like a woman.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, a woman. And they're like, so you want to tell me that you go into the farm, you killed it? I said, yes. And that is why I'm in the business. I mean, I get a lot of guys who question me a lot.
And they are
A
your
lot.
customers. They become your
Like,
customers.
are you sure it's something that you do? Yes, sir. It's something that I do. And that's what I'm telling you about it. And then when at the end of the day they come and they eat the meat, they're like, we didn't take you seriously, oh, a woman.
Awesome.
I'm like, do people with this mentality, are they still existing? I'm like, yes, a woman, you know. And okay, I mean, there are times that some people come and say, we have people that supply us meat. Are you sure you can come and take over these people? I'm like, it's just a trial. A trial will convince you.
Sure.
Just eat my meat. I'm not even saying buy a half cow or what. You can do a quarter. I mean, you can do just a tiny bit of it and just taste it. And then you will see whether you will come back or not. But I've had a lot of returning customers. It's just for them to try it. That's all. Because I know what I give out. I keep telling people, I cannot sell what I don't eat. All those meats that I'm selling to you, I make them in my kitchen. I cook them before I begin to sell. So I cannot sell you something that I do not put in my mouth. No, I will not. So most of the time when they now go, I have lots of reviews. Oh, the beef was the best beef ever.
Sure. Awesome. Awesome.
I'm like,
awesome.
And at the end of the day, they keep the most greatest word that a woman. I'm like, yes,
Wow. Wow.
A woman. Yes, we do it, and we're good at it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what's the greatest achievement? So, my greatest achievement is, when Corona started.
Yeah. I actually wanted to say what's the greatest achievement. So, but because I know maybe because of the volume, maybe you're having issues hearing me. That's why I sent it to you. So, what's your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement, yeah. So, the greatest achievement, number one, is that I have a lot of returning customers. That's one.
Yeah.
The second one is that Corona started and a lot of businesses were down. A lot. But I tell you, even in Corona, people were eating. People were eating and people were eating meat. So when people come and they tell me, oh, you know what, I can't continue with the business, I see some big businesses closing down. And I'm like, oh, I didn't close down. In fact, that was when my tax person told me, Tola, how are you doing it? You did not close down and you are making so much money. You're making so much money. And at the end of the day, even the government came around and gave us funds.
Wow.
I mean, we could access lots of money.
Awesome.
We could access lots of money because we are still in business.
Wow.
Because we are still going on. And they see what we are doing. People must eat.
They would, because we're doing the business that people must surely eat.
People must eat.
Awesome.
In fact, I will tell you that in Corona, I made money.
No, people eat, because at the time people eat more. They are stuck at home. And the longer you stay at home, the more you stay at home, the more you eat.
I made so much money because people were eating. People were in the house. People weren't going to the gym. The gyms were closed. People weren't going to the library. It was closed. They were all, even schools, we were doing online school. People will eat.
Awesome.
People will eat.
Awesome.
And Corona lasted for what? Corona lasted for 2 years plus. Corona lasted for 2 years plus. I got good customers. I got new customers. I got returning customers. So that was my greatest achievement. And we are still going.
Awesome.
We are still in the business.
Awesome. Thanks so much. It's like I shouldn't stop this video. I shouldn't stop this live session with you. He's so awesome. So great to have you on this channel, Tola. Being a butchery, having a butchery and being a success in it and been doing it for 3 years is awesome. I want to thank you for being on this channel. And I don't know, you told us what your biggest challenges were, your greatest achievements, how you've been a seller and the rest. Oh my God, this is awesome. Awesome for me. I told my husband, whether he likes it or not, I'm going to open my auto shop. I'm going to be a mechanic, an auto repairer, whether he likes it or not. Business is where women get into, there's this touch of, attention to details that God has given unto us. And it's mind-blowing. And that's why for a woman like you selling meat, oh my God, it's awesome. It's awesome. I want to thank you for this, being on this show. I want to thank you because I know you didn't just get there all of a sudden. You worked your process from having so much, working with oil and gas, coming from that oil company, and coming down to now become meat seller, carrying meat from store. I know this is humility personified. I would say there's no pride, because when people tell you meat, sell meat, and you'll be smelling goat meat, you'll be smelling, you get what I mean. But you went through all this process to get there. Awesome. I want to say thank you. Bravo. It's cause for celebration, cause for, and, for other people who want to do things that, for male, this is telling you that nothing should stop you. Can anything hold you from becoming the best version? You can step into it. Once you have a passion for what you want to do, sincerely, the sky is the starting point. The only thing that makes people a failure or want to look back is because they do not have a passion. They want to do it because people are doing it. Tola did not see somebody doing it and she said, I want to do meats. There must be a passion on whatever you want to do in life. There must be, once you're passionate about what you're doing, the ease to do it will be there. When challenges come, you keep at it because you know that you have a goal. You must get to the end point.
Yeah.
And please get passionate about whatever you find yourself doing, even if it is not what you really want to do. Because being passionate, somebody will see you and invite you for something greater, something better. I've had that testimony with even with my husband. Whilst working, somebody saw him working so hard and called him and said, why are you doing this? There are better jobs out there. Somebody must see you doing something passionately for the person to invite you to greater opportunity. Get passionate about whatever you find yourself doing. Get good at doing it. And sincerely, and just wait. God, when it's time, God just opens you up for greater opportunity. I want to thank you for your time. And perhaps you have a lasting word you want to give us. What's the word you want to give to the people watching online, people connecting with you live? What should they do differently that will cause them to stand out?
What should people do to stand out?
Yes.
I mean, follow your passion, follow your dream, follow you. We all have something in us, aside from what we have learned in school. Yeah, there's actually something that we brought
Saying it
into this world.
all.
Follow it.
Yeah.
Follow it. That one, nobody teaches you. Follow it.
Awesome.
Follow
Awesome.
that thing. Yeah. Follow it.
That's why I said, God has not created anyone purposeless. We are purposeful. God has put something in us. And that's why you need to get, can anything hold you back? There's a part in the book that says we are a gift wrapped up. We must open up those things that God has given into us. They're actually gifts. If you don't go and open them up, you will never discover it. If I give you a gift, Tola, if you don't open the gift, would you know what is inside the gift? No. But because I want to know what I am giving to Tola, wants to know what I'm giving to her. Tola must unwrap the gifts for her to be able to see what has been given or presented to her. I want to say thank you for connecting all around the world. Thank you for staying to the end of this show. And so we meet again in our next episode. Please do have a nice evening and enjoy your day. Have a nice